pillows.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Anime Church, where we're about to have a very heated debate about rest and sleep and all those things. You're going to have a very, very heated debate about the bed. And we want to know what side you're on. See, Fenris is in support of the mattress.
The mattress.
Yeah.
Because the mattress supports us.
Meanwhile, I'm in support of the blankets because that's what keeps you comfy and keeps your body heat in and keeps you nice and warm. And we just made.
But I am here to bring. What do you? No. I chose the pillows. Thank you.
No,
they support the
you
head.
Choose the pillow life.
And
the pillow life chose you.
Pillow life chose me. It supports the head, and there are a bountiful amount of pillows out there. Each one just as, if not more, comfortable than the last. And a pillow is purely how you define it. It doesn't have to be the cloth and bound cushioning of your choice. It could be a person, their chest, their arms, maybe their head as well.
You know, we didn't have all this preamble from either of us, my guy.
I believe I stand firm.
Okay, well, no, the mattress is what's firm.
I need...
Unless you prefer a soft mattress.
I mean, yeah.
Not always.
Not always,
Precisely.
but usually. But a mattress has to be more firm than a pillow because, you know, it has to support an entire body weight. The human head only weighs 7 pounds.
It doesn't
By the way,
that much weight.
I've already got like support from chat. Blanket is most important. If you could fold a blanket into a pillow. Also true. You could fold a blanket into a pillow. Boom.
But
Toast.
Then it stops being a blanket. You're not
No,
using
it's
it for
still
the
a
purposes of a blanket. It is
it's
now
still-
a pillow.
It is still a blanket because you can unfold
Then you
it
but you are
quickly.
using it as a pillow.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
It's a replacement
Because
headrest.
you are no
That's all it
longer
is.
using it. If it is a headrest, then it is a pillow.
Everybody's just assuming it can't be both at the same time. Revan gave you some love there.
The purpose
Mattress
of the
for the win.
blanket.
There we go.
The purpose
gonna
of the
sit here and
blanket is to
argue
keep the
this.
body warm. You said so yourself.
Yeah, and it can. do
And
two
once you are
things.
using it as a pillow, it does not support the heat of the body.
I'm using it as a headrest, not as a pillow.
Same thing.
No, it's not. If
Yeah,
I
it is.
designate it as a separate word, it's not the same thing.
That's not how that works.
Also, I can use my blanket as both a blanket and a pillow because I have long blankets.
Fair enough. If your blanket is
Yeah.
long enough, it can serve dual purposes.
It could transform. It's a transformer.
Okay, actually, let's
I'd
be
be a
real here.
Decepticon or an
Technically,
Autobot
blankets.
at that point.
Technically, blankets, if you have enough of them, can be all three. It can be a blanket. It can be a mattress.
I was
and
going
it
to
can be a
say that.
pillow. So
Or if it's like big and bushy
blankets,
enough, you know.
versatile. You can't use a mattress as a blanket. You
Bullshit.
could possibly
can.
use it as a pillow.
Bullshit. I will use this goddamn mattress as a blanket right now if you want me to.
And
Go
it
for it.
becomes just a giant weighted blanket at that
That's
point.
not
And it is
a
comfy.
blanket. Using your mattress as a blanket.
Yes. And
That's
I'm
not an
sure he's
adequate
about
blanket.
to fall asleep.
That is not an adequate
Yeah, it is.
blanket. It is
It
not an adequate.
definitely is.
No, that's just
Surely
weather
is.
covering. That's all that is. That is a really poor tent at best.
Nah.
Yes.
Fenris, don't fall asleep. He might.
It stays
Oh,
a blanket,
shit.
and I am using a quilt. I'm using a quilt. Yeah. There are many different forms of pillow, mattress, and blanket, so we could not argue based on that. Somebody brought up quilt, and I'm like, same thing. Blanket, quilt,
Yeah, it's still a blanket.
sheets,
Quilt
it's
is
all
still a
same
blanket.
thing.
Yes.
But there's so many different types of mattresses as well, so that argument like is consistent among all three because there's different types of pillows, different types of mattresses. I will forever stand on this hill that box spring mattresses suck.
Yes.
Yeah, spring
You
mattresses.
put a box spring under a
spring
regular
mattresses are exactly what you have to sleep on in hell because spikes are somehow comfier.
Rocks are somehow comfier.
Yeah, I will die on this
Yeah.
hill. I have slept on a boulder. I'm not afraid of that. Yeah, Blanket is
you're
a
not supposed to sleep
quilt is
directly
blankets.
on a box or a box spring mattress. You're supposed to have a mattress, like a regular mattress.
Well,
on
no,
top of
not
that.
on the actual.
That is
but
made
a
for
spring,
support.
But a spring mattress. No, there's actual spring mattresses.
Mm.
There's a such thing, and I've had to sleep on them, and they suck. I would prefer my cot,
Mm.
my military issue
enough.
cot,
Yeah.
which is crap
Fair
in and of
enough.
itself. All right. Metal.
Also, I just realized using the mattress as a blanket. It's a great weighted blanket.
It's not a fucking blanket.
I
That is
told
a
you.
He did not hear. He did not hear what we were saying because his headphones were off. That is a crappy tent at best. That is just weather.
No.
That is just a weather
No,
reducing.
I will
That is
firmly.
not. That's not
I
a
will
blanket.
agree with him on this.
I mean, you can agree
Yes,
all you want. Science is science.
I still used it as
This
a
is not
blanket.
science.
It kept me warm while I was under there.
Which, everybody, welcome to Anime Church. Hope that you're all in your Sunday best cosplay, of course, because cosplay is not mandatory, but definitely required. And on the topic of science, I'm your Minister of Science and Technology, Richie Roberts.
I am your minister of Pokemon and Arceology. Praise Arceus.
I'm finished
what's your
already,
name,
or-
though?
Moonlight Sparks.
Yeah, he said, I'm your Minister of Pokemon, and then he just forgets to tell
I
his
had
name.
more sleep than both of these guys, and I forgot my name. What the fuck?
Yeah. Sorry,
I'm
Fenris,
finished
go ahead.
already. Your patron saint of snackos and alcohol. I don't think so. You said that cosplay is not mandatory, but it is required.
Yeah, I
What's
changed
the
it.
difference?
Are you okay?
Oh,
Me or
optional.
him?
I meant to say optional.
There it is.
I meant to say optional.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was gonna say that those mean the same thing.
Yeah. I would rather lay on the ground with my blanket than lay on the mattress without anything. Oh. Dragon Ball. Okay, what is the most important? What is the most important to you when you're out there? Is it if you're having to sleep out of your house? Do you take your mattress with you, your pillows with you, or your blanket with you?
My pillows.
Fenris.
None.
Okay. I take pillow and blanket because fuck the outdoors.
I mean, these two have
To be
seen
fair
when
with
I was
Fenris.
down there at KaiCon. I slept on the floor with nothing.
Which
And that was not
Why?
because he didn't have the choice.
he had
I
the
had-
choice. He's
I had choices.
The last night he's sitting here sleeping on the floor. He's like, actually, this is doing great for my back, and I'm just like, okay.
Both of us, we were sharing Richie's bed because they deflated my bed for that day, and it was just like, all right.
Well,
both of us are saying, they're like, you know what? You do you, King.
This is the other thing. Everybody kept the beds inflated. No, that's not supposed to happen. It's like, okay, once it's done being a bed, you are done sleeping, you deflate it. So we have room. We could not move around in my room. That's why I deflated the thing. There was barely any space.
I never said it was a bad thing. We just
Well,
never
all right,
inflated it because it was
same
the
thing.
last day.
Same thing.
And then I used it as a pillow.
Same thing with Lennon in the living room. I'm like, why? Nobody can go and use the living room and like be together as a group because there's just a big bed in the way. I could have said something, but I just let it slide because I'm a pushover. Blanket, just blankets. Wow. Okay. I am in the majority of opinions. That does not necessarily make us right. It's just nice to have company. All right. Before we get this into a full-blown war, we've got some topics to cover. Not nearly as
wars were
many as
fought over
last week,
less.
thank God. Huh?
Said wars were fought over less.
Yeah, but we're not going to war for this. Number
Not
one,
until we
because
can
I
hire it.
decreed it.
Not until we can hire an animator and make us a machinima about the blanket pillow mattress wars.
No, that's not happening. Speaking of Machinima, guys, if you didn't get a chance to check it out, today's the only day it's going to still be up on Twitch. If you go over to our Twitch channel, there is a Machinima. Since there's no Gunpla stuff for a little while, my brother and I have taken over Saturdays. We are recording. We're streaming gameplay of Dead Space while doing commentary and stuff like that. The Dead Space remake. doing commentary and all sorts of other stuff like that. But there are moments where we just turn off all notifications, turn off our mic, and literally we just record specific sections of Dead Space where we've blocked out and planned everything out for the... It's probably not coming out this year. It'll probably be next year when it comes out. But Dead Space Abridgment. And yes, it is a mint because we're not actually following the story of Dead Space at all. But if you want to come check that out, we streamed for several hours yesterday over on the Twitch channel. It will be up for the rest of today, and then we're taking it down, and it will only be available to patrons on the YouTube channel we've designated for light novels. And it will be only available, patrons will be the only ones that get a link for it and all that stuff. But basically, yeah, we'll leave it up for 2 days, and that's your window. So if you want to go check that out, please do. But yes, we're working on a Dead Space abridgment. So looking forward to that. Alrighty. Let's get started with our first topic. I heard about this. I did not realize how much of a big deal it technically was. Like, I thought it was cool and awesome and cute and all that. And I heard about, like, how well merch did. But, man, apparently this has caused quite the controversy amongst certain quote-unquote elitists in the sports world. Guys, HoloLive teamed up with the MLB to do a event over at Dodger Stadium on the 5th. Now, I don't know if we talked about this before or not. I think we might have lightly talked about it. But my memory is my memory, so that doesn't mean anything. But, yeah, I saw Gargura singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game for the 7th inning stretch, and it was freaking adorable. And apparently it was an interesting thing because, like, the stadium was packed. I mean, fully packed. And that's something that the Dodger Stadium hasn't had for a baseball game for a little while. Now, it was a joyous occasion because you got two mortal enemies together in a stadium, banding together in cheer and celebration. By the way, the Dodgers won that game. They came back to win that game. So clearly Gargura is the deity that they need moving forward.
I actually have something I'm going to read about that one towards the end of this article.
Oh, yay. That's good. So we got the mortal enemies that are sports people and weebs all got together and had a good time. There was peace. There was peace between our two clans. Now, as somebody who watches baseball but doesn't really sports, like, I occasionally watch baseball. I have a team, but also, yeah, I enjoy weeb stuff. I enjoy VTubers. I thought this was neat. I was like, oh, that's nice. Two aspects of my personality getting along. That's adorable. But apparently, you know, we can't just have nice things, even though this was cute and wholesome and adorable. And there was nothing lewd about any of these VTubers going there and doing... Oh, they also put on a drone show afterwards, which was really cool. Some people had to get all up in their feels and be like, this is ruining America's pastime and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, really? America's pastime wasn't doing all that great to begin with, man. People, when you talk about sports here in the U.S., they don't think baseball. You know what country you think immediately about baseball?
Japan.
When you say their name? Yeah, Japan. Exactly. The Japanese care more about baseball than we do. Also, this had a lot to do with, and it was probably a nice little reminder of home because they do this kind of stuff at baseball games over there for the Japanese player on the Dodgers. I don't know why I blanked on his name right before.
Otani.
Otani, thank you. But yeah, that was part of it. And they did like a little mini concert afterwards with drones in the air and like making a light show in the sky. But yeah, apparently it was still crowded all the way up to 11 p.m. Security had to kick people out. There was a 6-hour line, and even though like there was a limit to how much you could buy, you could only get 10 things. Some people ended up being in line for 6 hours and not getting anything. That's how crazy this was. This event was like insane, and I think managers over for the stadium managers, I think they were more than happy with what went down here. So everybody that's all up in their feels and trying to raise a stink on social media about, of course it came from Twitter, but tried to make a stink about it. Shut up. This is doing a world of favors for everyone involved. You know, they sold a lot of tickets, and there were people that came in specifically for the HoloLive stuff and actually watched the game, participated. They were asking questions of like the regular members, so they got in on the actual event of just being part of the baseball game. Can we just not have a moment where two groups of people can have peace between one another? No, I forgot. This is the internet. Of course that can't happen. It's all war all the time. The dumpster fire that is the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But if you would like to see all the stuff, of course, they had a lot of little cool things. There were cutouts that they had. I love that they had Pecora and Suisse both getting ready to bat, and then where's the shark? Where's Gura? She's pitching. Yeah, that makes sense. And again, all of them look adorable. These are just really cute. And if you actually saw the video of Gura singing, it was just adorable. Everybody singing along with her. It's just a really fun, happy time. That's my thoughts on this. What do you guys? Let me hear what you have to say. Also in the comments, I want to know what you have to say. Chat, sorry, comments, chat. It's all the same to me.
I just think it's adorable.
It is, right?
And wonderful. Like, it's another way to just kind of like bring internet culture and just VTubers in general to a more broader audience.
I didn't even bring that up, how big of a deal this is for VTubers. This legitimizes VTubers so much. I'm just waiting for Iron Mouse to like be at a Cubbies game on the big screen singing the singing the freaking singing the 7th inning stretch. Oh God. Can you imagine Henya trying to sing I would still be there for that. Callie, I think, is from America, so she could sing the national anthem.
I think she's from Texas.
Oh, Calliope Mori?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. That does not surprise me. Everybody's from Texas nowadays, it feels like. It's like
Texas or California.
Yeah, half of the VTubers here are either from Texas or California. Oh, also in VTubing news, wanted to just briefly get your thoughts on this for those of you that participate in the VTubing community. VShojo just announced public auditions.
Ooh.
And not without its own set of controversy and people screaming nepotism. And it's like, yeah, that's coming from people who are too much, who come across as too cowardly to audition. I freaking love Zen's statement, but I'm not going to get into it too much. Otherwise, this becomes a whole different story. But I was just curious. What are your thoughts about public auditions? Huh?
I'm waiting for my email to set up that 1v1 Halo match.
Just tag her. 1v1 me in Halo, bro.
Oh, she said that. So first stage is passing their little interview. Second stage is 1v1ing her. I'm
In
waiting
Halo?
for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that fucking email
Dude,
to set that
I
up because
can't freaking.
I did
Dude.
audition.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see you lose to a toaster.
I know,
That'd be
right?
funny.
Quality content, goddammit.
Quality content. The broken toaster that is Centrea. Yeah.
Hmm?
People are like, I don't know if I'm okay for V Shoujo. And I'm like, bruh, they have Project Melody. You're fine.
Like, literally, it's open up for anybody. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you're a male or female. Doesn't matter if you have experience or not. Zen had a stream answering questions and clarifying everything. I think it was either yesterday or Thursday.
It's so funny. They're like, nepotism. They only bring in people who are their friends. And I'm like, what do you think this is? A chance for them to make new friends. Also, Henya wasn't solely nepotism. Like, yeah, she had met and talked with Kason several times. Like they are friendly with one another, but it wasn't. I don't know if it was quite at that level. But again, I'm just seeing this from the outside. It might be, but I don't think her being friends with Kason is what fully brought Henya in. It might have been like, hey, she might have made a mention to it or something. But ultimately, I think Henya had to like submit her audition or whatever, and like it's. I'm never gonna beat the nepotism accusations that are going on with V Shoujo right now until they start casting people that like they've never heard of. And like I love what Zen said though, of like we want to take small, lesser known VTubers and put them out there. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's great. That's great for the community. Dragmo, we're not taking a bridging requests. Sorry. But yeah. That being said, yeah, that was those were the two big VTuber drama things this week. Was some people trying to make a stink about a daggum good sports series. Also, Dragmo, you don't know how many different abridged series we're currently working on. Please don't add more work to our pile.
Please don't.
We don't do one
Please.
abridged series. We're a production company that is working on actively. Let's see.
5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. I think
Let
we're
me see if I
working
can
on
find
6.
the-
No, you're good, Dragmo. It's just we do get that a lot. You should abridge this. You should abridge that. You should shut your fucking mouth. You don't know what we're working on. And I'm saying that to the general populace, not specifically just to you. We get a lot of those requests, and it gets tiresome and it gets old. And eventually, I will be less polite about it by next year. One more year of this, and I'm gonna. You should abridge that. No, you should. Because we're not gonna. That's gonna be my reply. It's like, hey, if you want to see it, make it. It's a lot. It's a lot easier than you think. Just dip your toe in the. Just dip your toe in the water. Get a little bit of a bridging on your toe.
The hardest part is writing the story.
Depends on what your specialities are. Typically,
True.
once I actually sit down and start writing a script, I pretty much knock that bad boy in about 2 days, depending on the show. But also at the same time, if I'm stressing the hell out, it could take months. Konosuba. Yeah, Konosuba took forever because I was so worried about not fucking it up, and then eventually I was just like, why don't we just tell our own story? Shit. All right. Moving on to our next topic. This one is one that I'm not sure we're going to get much of an opinion out of Fenris for. Because it is not his area of expertise. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But this is a more grounded kind of spy thriller type thing. At least from the trailer, it very much has that kind of Jack Reacher, Mission Impossible-esque kind of vibe where, yeah, it's a little fantastical because we're dealing with Marvel, but at the same time, this is the ground level Marvel stuff. So not the universe crazy stuff. Captain America: Brave New World trailer came out, and we got to see what the tone of the movie is going to be like. And honestly, this feels like Winter Soldier, which is like one of the great movies that came out of the MCU. Here's the thing. You don't actually need to know anything about what's really going on in the MCU to watch Winter Soldier and enjoy it. All you need to know, the first Avengers movie happened. There was a lot of destruction and stuff in New York. Like, basically, they refer to the New York incident, and Captain America was frozen for 70 years. And at the end of the first movie, they brought him back. And he missed a lot. That's basically all you need to know. The only two important factors, and then you can watch Winter Soldier and just enjoy it. Because the rest of it will get explained through the movie in non-expositional ways, which is the best way. Don't just exposition everything that you need to explain. Please don't do that. That's bad writing. Anyhow, this feels like that, and that's a very, very good thing. Also, we got to see President Thunderbolt Ross being played by Harrison Ford, who I think is doing a killer job taking over for the previous actor who passed away. I'm sorry, I cannot think of his name at the moment. But yeah, the guy that used to play Thunderbolt Ross unfortunately passed before filming could begin, and so they had to recast. And heck of a recasting, getting Harrison Ford. I've seen him play a president before. I remember Get Off My Plane. Air Force One. If you guys haven't seen that, you absolutely should, because there's nothing quite like watching Harrison Ford go head to head with freaking Gary Oldman. You guys have to remember, up until the Prisoner of Azkaban, Gary Oldman played villains, like primarily played villains. Dracula and Bram Stoker, like he was a villain in just about everything, and that includes Air Force One. He's a bad guy. That's not.
Yep.
That's not anything that doesn't. That's not like a major spoiler. It's pretty prevalent in trailers and everything that came out for it. But like, yeah. So I'm used to a Harrison Ford presidency, and they're usually pretty badass. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, Fenris, I'm kind of curious. If you watched the trailer, what were your thoughts on
I
it?
watched the trailer.
As an
I
outside
can't
observer?
wait. I can't wait to watch the Han Solo Isekai and a very angry Hulk at the end.
Oh yeah, Red Hulk. Red Hulk. Yeah.
It's not just an angrier Hulk. That's a different Hulk.
That is a completely
different guy.
different Hulk. Yeah.
There's more than one.
Yes.
There's 4, 5.
Yeah, there's She-Hulk. There's Hulk. And then there's the different iterations of Hulk. There's the Hulk that
Okay.
Banner
First
and
of all,
Hulk merge, and it's called Professor Hulk, which is what they did in Endgame.
You got
I've heard
Hulk,
of
2
She-Hulk.
Hulk, Red Hulk, Blue Hulk.
And my thought immediately when I heard of She-Hulk was, why is Ace Attorney's waifu getting her own show?
No, that's all right. So She-Hulk is literally Banner's cousin.
Yeah.
And gets a little bit of Banner's blood mixed in and turns her into the Hulk. Genetics plays a good part in that. Let's see. Okay, so this should not be spoiler because it's all over the place. The President Ross, he's the Red Hulk. That's like kind of common knowledge, so I'll just put that out there. And then there's also Abomination, which is Hulk-like, which is a soldier that was given the Hulk formula. I like how they explained it in the MCU. Like, they were trying to recreate the Captain America serum, and they ended up with the Hulk.
But, okay, where's Edward Norton in all this?
Oh, like he didn't make it to Avengers because of some, I think, financial reasons, or like, I don't know the exact reasons, but like, the Edward Norton movie is canon to the MCU. However, Edward Norton did not reprise his role, and that's when Mark Ruffalo took over.
Got it. So his initial transformation to the Hulk changed his appearance.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't even mention that. It's just like, oh, this is that same character, 100% that same character. But it's kind of like how Rhodey was played by Terrence Howard in the first Iron Man film, and then from that point afterwards, because Terrence Howard demanded
that,
more
it was
money.
played by Captain Planet.
Don Cheadle. Okay.
Yeah, Captain Planet.
No.
Have you done?
I have seen
he
it.
is
I have
the only
seen
live action Captain Planet.
I have seen it. I have seen it, and no. If I'm gonna think of Don Cheadle, my immediate thought with Don Cheadle is I immediately go to the Ocean's 11 series because he was so freaking good in that. I love him.
But you could tell he had so much fun playing Captain
we're
Planet.
Bonnie Rubble. Trouble. God damn it, I love it. Oh man, it's so funny. Anyhow, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Moon, your thoughts, because you know.
I'm pretty excited for this. For one, having the focus be on Falcon, who is now the new Captain America. That's gonna be cool. He was always fun. And then always ready for more Harrison Ford. Always. Glad he's playing a president again. He's the president we deserve.
Definitely. Can Harrison Ford just run? I'm for it. We'll all vote for him.
I mean,
Please.
I'm going to write his name in on the ballot anyway.
Everybody write Harrison Ford on the ballot.
He's the only president who can protect himself.
Could you imagine him going up to the White House and I wasn't running, but all right.
You know why Harrison Ford would be the best president? Because he doesn't want to be. That's exactly why. He's like, I don't want to be the fucking president.
And actually, I think that might be the best thing.
That is
because he'd become president and he'd like probably get rid of some of the shit that doesn't make sense, and then sit there and be like, I'm just gonna do nothing for these 4 years. Can we all agree with that?
Oh no, you'd still have to do something.
Would be nice.
His vice president can be the politician that goes out and does all the meet and greets. Harrison's just like, I'm just gonna sit back and build some shit. And then we're like, all right, Mr. President, you do that.
I would gladly accept my tax dollars going to building a real life Millennium Falcon.
Please,
just so he could sit in the pilot seat.
I don't think he would do that, considering his relationship with Star Wars. But like, yeah. On Halloween, I demand that the president walk out as Indiana Jones.
Yes.
Can you imagine that? He just makes from now on, everywhere that he goes, that there has to be like some sort of music played. The conductor is always John Williams.
Hey, apparently my mother's calling, so
okay. So yeah, always John Williams is conducting the president's theme. Oh my god, that's so funny, man. All right, yeah, President Harrison Ford. I'm so here for it. I'm so here for President Harrison Ford. Can we just do this? Like, let's call off the election today and just do it. We found someone better. clearly more competent. I was like, why are they more competent? Because they don't want to do the job. They're not in it for power or glory or any other stuff.
And he has enough money. Doesn't have to worry about that.
He does not give a shit. He's like, dude, take my paycheck and, I don't know, give it to whoever needs it most. That's $250,000 a year, my guy. That's a lot of money.
That's more than that.
The president's actual fee.
$500,000 a year, tax
$500,000? $500,000.
Tax-free.
Yeah,
the vice president is $250,000.
Dole that shit out to whoever needs it. Yeah.
And
I don't know why. I don't know why my Harrison Ford is like so soft spoken, but yeah, This is my Harrison Ford. I don't give a fuck what you think. Yeah, I'm gonna go into my woodworking office, and I fucking love that. I was like, "Hey George, I'm just here, working on this door." Oh, well, it's good to see you again, Harrison. Oh, hey, we got this this reading we're doing for this thing I'm working on called Star Wars, and we need one more. Would you be okay with coming in and doing a reading for us? Yeah, sure, George. What the hell? And that's how he got Star Wars. The funny thing was George was literally trying to look for people that he'd never worked with before, but Harrison was there at a friend's house doing some carpentry work, and he'd worked with Harrison on American Graffiti. And he came in and started reading just started doing the readings with them for Han Solo. And by the time all was said and done and they were casting for Han Solo, all George had in his head was just Han Solo, like Harrison is Han Solo. It's like that's like at that point in time he couldn't get that out. So yeah, Harrison became Han Solo. It's pretty cool.
Hey Harrison, we're on a lunchbox. Yeah, it's great, kid.
Yeah, it's great, kid. What was that from?
That was just it was like some sort of interview or something going on where they were just talking to Mark Hamill, and it was after the first movie came out, and the poster was basically put on a lunchbox, and he was just so excited. He goes up to Harrison Ford and is like, "Hey, look, we're on a lunchbox," and Harrison Ford's just like,
great,
"Yeah, it's great, kid."
Yeah, it's great, kid.
And Mark Hamill does a wonderful, wonderful impression of him.
Yeah, it's great, kid. Sorry, I forgot to put the gravel in my voice. Yeah, that's great, kid.
Yeah, it's great, kid.
There we go. Yeah, Slime got delayed this week. Slime got delayed for 1 week. It will be back next week. That is the quick and dirty version. We were gonna wait till the end for that, but yeah, somebody came in. Slime delayed. I was like, by 1 week. Calm down. I don't know why they were delayed.
Because nobody did not bring the peace offering to Lord Reaver.
The cookies. If you want us to talk about Slime, I have something we could do in regards to Slime. That's literally us tear the shit out of the editor's review over on ANN for the last episode.
You mean like we've been doing for weeks?
We could do. No. We did it like twice, and then I was like, dude, it's gonna infuriate me. But if you want to see us like lose our shit, we could do that. That's the thing. We can end on an angry note. I just prefer not to.
We will.
I fucking go off on this person. I read the article, unfortunately. Oh, this person should not be reviewing shows if they barely pay attention to them. I'm just saying, if you're going to do a review, you need to actually sit down and actually fucking pay attention and watch your show. That is my take on that person, on whoever did that. Whoever's reviewing Slime right now is clearly listening to them in the background and doesn't even speak Japanese. So that's how I feel about it. You're asking questions. This is a person that at the end asks a bunch of questions that are literally explained in the episode. So yeah, I'm very much of the mindset that some people should do their effing jobs and take their jobs seriously if they're going to do them. Honestly, this just feels like they typed up as much words as they can to get that paycheck. That's what this feels like. It's not about actually reviewing the shows. It's about making that money. And if you just outright admit that's what you're doing, then yeah, that's cool. But don't pretend. Don't pretend. All right, moving on. What is our next topic? Oh, man, I got to pull up the Discord. Oh, we're going on to gaming.
SMEJ, Aniplex, PalWorld game developer establishes PalWorld Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe something that can kind of rival the Pokemon Company in all its success.
Tell it. I love that idea that PalWorld gets to the point where they can rival Pokemon. Yes. They're never going to beat the Pokemon accusations now.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, for real.
Which is funny because honestly, PalWorld, a lot more fun to me. A lot more fun.
Oh, yeah.
I love going back to PalWorld. You have to fucking force me to play Pokemon.
Like, I love Pokemon. You don't have to force
don't.
me at all. I really love Pokemon, and, well, no, I'm probably not going to play the most recent one just because of how much of a mess it was. But Arceus and the other game they have coming out that's along the same series, these games are amazing. PalWorld is on the same level, but still better because of all the guns, the gadgets, bigger crafting system.
Well, it's not just that. There's
shit
also
you can
things,
make.
There's also stuff in PalWorld that people who play Pokemon games have been asking for a long, long time. That are just in PalWorld. So, yeah. But
like a way to hatch eggs that doesn't involve riding in a circle for like 5 hours.
You know what? I'm gonna let the Pokemon expert take this because I like that there is somebody who understands the comparisons here. So I'm gonna let you vent for about 5 minutes, and then you're gonna read.
I fucking
the news.
love Pokemon. I really, really do. Pokemon is such a wonderful game, wonderful series. It's some of my core memories right there. But oh my god, is there pain
that was
with just about every iteration? I know.
I know you like big.
Most recently. And I cannot lie. But I have very fond memories about a lot of Pokemon games. I recently got to when Diamond and Pearl, the remakes came out. I was like, oh boy, Diamond and Pearl. That's like either my favorite or second favorite. It's definitely my favorite bike song. When I got the game, the first thing I did was get to the bike section and listen to that song just for an hour, just because I love that song so much, and it sounds so much better coming out of the TV than it does a little dinky DS. But oh my gosh, was it more boring than I remember? And a lot easier than I remember. And I know the Elite Four in that one is one of the hardest Elite Fours ever, but then that also makes the most recent Elite Fours so painful. In PalWorld, you don't have to worry about that because, like, type advantages are there, but they're not as God-sent or overpowered as they can be in Pokemon. With Pokemon, you've got the chance of like, oh man, this thing has amazing rules, and guess what? That's a lightning type. I'm a water type. I'm going to do this move that should kill it. And then it just does a simple Thunderbolt, and you're dead. And you're like, I'm 5 levels over that. That's not... Okay. PalWorld, you have a strong fighting chance. It's not turn-based, so it's more about how everything moves, whether you can move, whether you can get the Pokemon to move, whether you get the pal you're fighting to attack you over your pal, so the pal, who's literally holding a machine gun, can flank the son of a bitch so you can catch it.
Also,
there is a lot of fun in
flying
PalWorld.
around on your Pokemon, using them as a way to traverse the world, or your pals in this case.
Yeah, you can actually do that in Arceus. You can't do it in any other series. The Legend series is amazing, and if they can do some good stuff with this, it'll give them a good way to combat PalWorld. But for right now, PalWorld is everything even this could not be.
Yeah,
and I love this game.
There's a reason why. There's a reason for that. Because PalWorld took not just like aspects from Pokemon, it took some of the core game mechanics from Breath of the Wild because that stuff worked. So it was like, hey, why don't we use some
that
of
was
these
also
mechanics?
that was the same idea for the Legends games because it's just a big open area and you have stuff there. Go do it.
Honestly,
PalWorld is basically
feels a
the
lot
same
more
thing.
Breath of the Wild to me, it's like if Breath of the Wild had Pokemon. It's kind of like
yeah,
that.
That's because PalWorld is a entire open world, whereas Legends is open areas. Don't get me wrong, the game is still great, the game is still fun, but there is a big difference between I can go to anywhere in this world, go to these places and find these specific pals, versus I have to choose a different map to find specific Pokemon.
Also, you know, an interesting mechanic that is missing in Pokemon: raids, dungeons.
So,
I'm sorry.
Because dungeons were never...
Excluding Pokemon Go, there are no real raids in Pokemon games.
That's still different. I view them as different games still, just because of those mechanics and aspects. I play Pokemon for the story. I play PalWorld for the freedom.
I'm just happy that all my extra pals of the same kind that I don't want anymore, I can just eat.
You butcher them.
Butcher them and eat them.
Which
Done.
That's another great thing.
I'm just happy
just
that
straight
I
up
can
kill your
turn-
pals.
I'm just happy that I could turn my pals into Gargura, you know?
That too.
And Amelia Watson, and I think there might be a Henya mod coming. Like, one of the pals becoming... Like, we have a giant Cativa. We have a giant Cativa in the freaking base, in one of our bases. And I swear to God, I'm turning it into Dynagura soon. Because it's just...
I think I have spoken my piece.
Now
Arceus, that may have been
story.
blasphemy, but... Alright.
At least you're not worshiping
Sony
God.
Music Entertainment Japan Incorporated announced on Wednesday that it and its subsidiary Aniplex, along with PalWorld game developer Pocket Pair, have established a new joint venture named PalWorld Entertainment. The venture aims to expand and develop new businesses.
Suddenly, this makes sense. Sony takes on. Sony is taking on Nintendo. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense now. All right, no,
Yep.
I
can't wait for the anime.
From? Now it makes sense. Yeah, the PalWorld anime. Yeah, the OP.
That's
gonna
be
by
interesting.
Gura and the EP by Cal.
The venture
If you
aims
have
to
not
expand and
seen
develop
that,
new
you
business.
Yeah.
New business for the PalWorld game, as well as develop the intellectual properties reach, licensing, and merchandising outside of the game. Guys, we're gonna be able to buy stuffed pals eventually.
Yes.
Officially
PalWorld
licensed
Entertainment's
stuff, pals.
That too. It's even better. PalWorld Entertainment's first merchandise for the game will be available at Pocket Pair's booth at the Bilibili World 2024 event in Shanghai on Friday, July 12th. Pocket Pair debuted its PalWorld. Yeah, either way. I want my little I forgot what it was called. Leafy Monk with his submachine gun.
Yeah. Lift Monk.
If they have it, I want it to have a Velcro strap on it so I can strap it to my shoulder.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And then the freaking whatever it's called. The penguin thing. I'm terrible with these names. But
Pinglet?
the bazooka. Yeah, Pinglet bazooka. The
rocket launcher?
Like, there is so much merchandising opportunity here. A lot more than I would argue even Pokemon has. Especially because these guys can go with Nerf. They could go to Nerf and make these weapons real.
Yeah.
I might buy a Nerf gun, actually, if that's the case. Or multiple.
Oh, man. Dude, you should always have a Nerf gun. There's never a reason to not have a Nerf gun. You never know when a Nerf war is going to sprout up.
So I have to use that extra Nerf gun money for shotgun shells.
Also,
whenever I
here's-
walk in my property, I have to carry my shotgun with slugs because there are bear.
Here's another funny thing.
Bears live in caves.
So we know
Bears are crazy.
we know exactly, or we know that the developers knew exactly what they were making when they made some of these pals, right? Right. So could you imagine officially licensed like body pillows and shit?
God damn it, Moon! I was trying to not think of that. And other certain products that are probably going to be put out by Sony for the more mature audience.
This is Sony we're talking about. They have quite a few interesting games and products.
I'm just saying, if we see like a 8-foot pink thing in the background, I know exactly what that is. I am not going to question it.
Sorry, I'm just watching Gura play the Dino Gura mod, and it's great. It's so freaking funny. It's so damn cute. All right. I also love that there was somebody at the HoloLive, like somebody at HoloLive had to get in touch with and interact with Poopy Doo Doo Man, which is the name of the modder.
Nice.
Nothing funnier, my guy. Nothing funnier. All right. Let's talk about the next bit of news. Astra TV Awards launch Best Anime Series category for 2024. The film critics in the Hollywood Creative Alliance, formerly the Hollywood Critics Alliance, revealed the nominees for the 2024 Astra TV Awards, including the new Best Anime category. The nominees in the new category are Blue Eye Samurai from Netflix, Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Crunchyroll, Ninja Kamui.
Swear to
Adult
God, you were
Swim,
about to say White Dragon.
Pluto, Netflix, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, Netflix, and Solo Leveling from Crunchyroll. No offense to everybody else, but Frieren is the best by a long shot. It just is.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched Frieren, that's the only reason why you don't know what we're talking about. But if you have watched Frieren, then you know. You know. Like, story, characters, animation, from top to bottom, Frieren was the best one in this.
And it is so unique.
I can't wait for Oshi No Ko to be in next year's nominees. Actually, wait, how old is Oshi No Ko? Didn't it come out last year?
2023 for
Yes.
Why is Oshi No Ko not in here? Oshi No Ko should be here. Solo, I'm sorry, that's a fucking crime. Solo Leveling being on the list and Oshi No Ko not? That's wrong. Unless they're saying that these came out this year? I don't know. Well, I mean, Frieren technically this year, but also Solo Leveling is nice and all, but like Apothecary Diaries beats Solo Leveling. I'm sorry. Just, yeah. Also, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. This is some of this is popularity, and some of this is just like actual good stuff. Pluto and Frieren, I absolutely understand those two. Holy shit, Scott Pilgrim. No, I don't really. I think it's like, I'm not saying that it's bad. It's animation. I don't know if we're counting it as anime, but whatever. You know, it's based on a manga. It counts. Yeah, no, it counts. It counts. But I don't know if it's like best of 2024 when it goes up against like the list of anime that it's competing against. Even from just this year alone, I don't know if Scott Pilgrim does that. Like, Solo Leveling is really good. Don't get me wrong. But it's like A- tier. It's not S tier at the moment. Like, I would put it as solid A- tier. Like, but again, that's just the beginning of Solo Leveling. What we're about to get, that's when Solo Leveling really starts. But yeah, out of this list, I go with Frieren. Attack on Titan won the Astra Award for Best Streaming Animated Series at last year's show because, of course, it fucking did. Yeah. I'm a proud hater. I'm a proud AOT hater. Come at me in the comments, bro. I don't care. Whatever. Yeah. Make sure to tell me how wrong I am in the comments, everybody. I need you to feed the algorithm. Hayao Miyazaki was awarded the Astra Award for Best International Filmmaker at the same award show. Suzume was nominated at the show in Best Animated Feature category, but lost to Sony's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. You know what? At least that one I can see. Like, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was fucking amazing. Story, everything. From bottom to top, from head, shoulders, knees, and toes, it was phenomenal. So I can understand that. What I will never get over is Silent Voice losing to Boss Baby. No. Never. Alrighty.
It's awful.
But yeah, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. I'm glad that there's a best animation category. So, or best anime category, sorry. I'm for it. I'm super for it. What are your thoughts? on this?
I mean, I think it's something we've needed for a while.
It's definitely something that need. I mean, we need best, at least best foreign animated, and
Yeah.
an Oscar for stunts for the Academy Awards. Both of those. Like, we need best stunts. Like, it's
Yes,
time that
please.
stunt people got some fucking recognition from Hollywood.
Because they don't, and it's
Yeah.
annoying.
I mean, the literally the most stunt friendly thing that I've seen lately is the John Wick series, because the director is a stunt man and was a stunt director for a while, and now is like a proper director. And the Fall Guy. The Fall Guy was super stunt friendly because, of course, it was about a stunt man. But like, I love how much they leaned into praising their stunt team for the actual film. But yeah, it's really cool. Alrighty. Next up. Okay, there was a I love that I called it the isekai thing, but it's not all isekai. I think Wistoria is not isekai, but yeah, everything else kind of is. But we're only going to talk about slime because the other stuff is relatively new. Well, I'm not going to talk about the Seventh Prince, but basically, Crunchyroll hosted their isekai panel. That time there was a lot of isekai anime on Crunchyroll. Is the name of the panel. So 100% fitting. 100% fitting. Yeah. I love that. That's so great. I need to make more of those. Like, we need to do an isekai panel and just have it as a ridiculously long name. The ridiculously long title for the isekai panel. That time there was a ridiculously long name for an isekai panel. And that's the first thing we're going to address. Why do so many light novels have fucking paragraph names? Let's talk about that. I love it.
That's why we were trying to be funny and just gave up, so we just decided to call it an isekai panel.
Like literally, the funniest thing it would be like just one person hiding. You just show up, Truck-kun here. Instead of Vsauce, but it's Truck-kun. You just replace Truck-kun. Yeah, you just put Truck-kun in for Vsauce. It's great.
Isekai. Truck-kun here.
Isekai. Truck-kun here. Yep. All right. So anyway, within the spacious halls of the JW Marriott's Platinum Ballroom on day one of Anime Expo, could you suck the Marriott's dick any harder? All right, I'm just saying. All right, moderated by Kurt Ritchie with Mike McNamara assisting with translation. The panel hosted editor Reichiro Umetsu and producer Shinichiro Narita of That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime fame. I was reincarnated as a Seventh Prince producer. Makoto Oda was Storia Wand and Sword producer. Katsuki Aoyama and Seventh Prince and Wistoria editor Shiro Yamono. I have only watched one episode of Wistoria. I know there's a second episode out. I'm going to watch that after the show. But so far, yeah, Wistoria looks pretty neat. All right. Packed with fans with a lust for otherworldly fantasy epics, the panel satisfied their cravings with some Q&As, detailing production plus a special premiere of Wistoria's first episode, which you can watch now on Crunchyroll. Not a sponsor, just shilling for them because I like that episode. I like Wistoria so far. If it sucks, I'll tell you. The initial reincarnated as a slime portion of the Isekai panel had Narita and Umetsu reflecting on the series' popularity and how it has impacted the production of the ongoing third season. When reflecting on how Slime's manga creator felt about the story's success, the two stressed how important audience reception was since the novels were developed differently. Yeah, that's the thing. Once it's been released, the author takes a lot of feedback from our audience and tries to integrate that into the story, Umetsu said. It's in its final arc, so to speak, but it's been rewarding that both author and audience can appreciate and contribute collectively. So just so you know, Slime started off as a web novel, then became a light novel, then it became a manga, then it became an anime. And there are spin-off manga all over the place for slime.
East.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It is the series that will not die. And I'm okay with that. I mean, there's spin-off
Yep,
stuff from
good
Mushoku
series.
Tensei as well.
There's a lot of series that just refuse to die.
Well,
Mhm.
okay, look, I'm not trying to kill slime. As to avoid spoilers, Narita and Umetsu were rigidly tight-lipped when asked what fans could anticipate during the latter half of Slime's third season. Ooh! All three of us could tell you.
Oh yeah, we know.
There's a festival about to happen, and man, despite people that don't pay attention, looking at you, ANN editor, the dungeon is like so good. They're like, oh, you have all this amazing. This is the part that pissed me off. The editor goes, you have all this potential to do whatever you really want with the dungeon, barring like some small stuff, and you decide to make it into a game. And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. If you get put into another world, the first thing you're going to start craving is the things that you remember from your world. It's not just going to... Shut up. Anyway.
They also explain they're trying to make it a tourist attraction.
Yeah, it's literally set up as a tourist attraction, considering that adventuring is the #1 job in that world.
And by going to their dungeon, it's a great way to train their adventurers.
Yeah.
To prevent them from dying.
So much of this was covered in the actual episode. So once again, yeah, we will go crazy with this. I also love that the illustrator and the mangaka drew a Rimuru slime and signed it, and then put thanks for coming to AX 2024. That's adorable.
Yeah,
guys, I'm not going to go any further into the other series because this would take us so long to just get through this giant thing. But I basically threw it in there because we wanted to talk a little bit about the slime. We're the Slime Abridged guys. Come on, we're going to talk about slime news.
Of course, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
Should we just all apply to ANN to be anime reviewers at this point? We could probably do a shit ton better job than those guys.
I'm good.
I can't make that commitment.
With the amount that we publicly shit talked ANN, there's no way. There is no way. Or at least shit talk to ANN editors. Also, I am aware that I could not review slime for them. I am biased. I'm very biased. You could. But also, that would require you to have free time to watch more anime.
If I'm getting paid to review anime, I will make time to watch anime.
You got to pay those bills, man. All right.
Exactly.
Who wants to talk about Overlord?
Yeah,
Fenris, have you watched Overlord?
Yes, I have. I've been caught up for the longest time, just waiting on the next either season
Moon.
or, in this case, the
Moon.
movie.
Here's the real question: have you seen Overlord? I'm gonna guess that's no. I'm gonna guess that's a big no. I could not hear you because it froze up on my end.
I heard the beginning of a laugh, and then it froze.
And it's wired. Fucking.
To be fair, it's a lot better than it normally is.
Yes.
Like, way, way better. We'd be
like, well, that's good at least.
Yeah, so you're not roboting all over the place. So be glad. Be glad.
You're not roboting. You've only frozen like twice so far from what I've seen.
Yeah, usually we get twice every like 5-10 minutes.
And you're still on camera, so it's working a ton better.
It's nice to be seen.
Yeah. So you haven't seen that. Hey, guess what, buddy? Overlord is only 4 seasons, and I know that seems like a lot, but it's not One Piece seasons. They're not One Piece long seasons. These seasons predominantly are 12 or 24 episodes. I don't think they have a 24 episode season, do they? This is 12 episodes in a season?
Yeah, I think it's only 12. I'm double checking that now.
This is one of those isekai that most people aren't gonna groan that it's an isekai because it's really interesting. And like what if you suddenly ended up in another world but you're like a villain, but you're like the most overpowered villain? And all the
And
people
you
that
still
work
don't know
for
how he got there.
and all the people that work for you are horrible villains. But you yourself are not a villain, so you're trying to like not be a villain. It's so freaking Overlord is so good, dude. My guy, your main character is like the highest form of lich.
Each season has 13 episodes.
Each season has 13 episodes. My guy, there is nothing funnier than watching an insanely hot, like, succubus girl, like, losing her shit sexually about a skeleton. There is nothing funnier. Nothing.
So, and the whole reason behind his isekai over there is
Still not explained.
It's not explained.
Yeah.
But you can kind of piece things together in certain ways and like make speculations. Because he didn't die.
Also, this is a light novel series that I believe you can grab on Audible as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The main protag did not die.
Yeah, he never. There was an isekai that did not involve Truck-kun of any kind.
The only thing that died in
That's rare.
the series that before he got isekai was the game that he and all of his friends used to play together.
Here's my question. Here's my real question. Old school anime fans. Is Yu Yu Hakusho an isekai? Think about it. Think about it.
No,
Because
he's not going to another world.
Oh, no. That's the thing. Spirit world and the demon
He's
world.
going to an afterlife.
Okay, Richie.
Oh, no. The demon
Moon?
world isn't considered an afterlife. Yeah.
Along those same lines, then, Bleach could be loosely considered an isekai,
Yes, it could.
All right.
Yeah.
just like Mario.
But I refuse to call Inuyasha a fucking isekai. That's time travel. That is fucking time travel. It's not another world. It's time travel.
I need to watch more of Inuyasha.
So watch it dubbed.
Why I want to
Season 1 is
change the
basically
world.
an
I do.
abridged series in itself.
It is. It's so good.
It's
All
so
right. So
beautiful.
who wants to talk about Overlord? Who wants to talk about it?
So Overlord is getting its third film.
Since I'm not
This
making you read any Gundam stories, you can have Overlord.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
But yes, this is the third film, and it will run for over 2 hours.
Holy shit! I haven't seen the first 2 films.
They're on Crunchyroll.
Are they? All right, cool.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch them. later. Yeah.
Yes.
Know what I'm
The
gonna
film
do with my
will
day. Anime day.
the film will open with regular screenings in Japan on September 20th, but it will have IMAX screenings beginning 1 week earlier on September 13th. Crunchyroll will screen the film in North America, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America.
Look for the Alamo Draft House.
Dude, I still want to go to one.
I
of those.
do.
So many good things.
Me too.
I so want to. Here's the funny thing. Like everybody, I said this the other day. And I need to go on a mouse stream and actually throw money so I can get the TTS to work. But basically, I'm like, my friends and I are all talking about going to the nerdy touristy. All my friends are talking about going to the nerdy touristy places in Japan, and I'm just like, I want to visit all the fucking places Connor took Mousy. And yes, when we go, every single one of us must pay the mouse tax. We will find a way to get cinnamon rolls to Connor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god.
And hey, he might be
ever
happy
alive-
about that because he wouldn't have to buy them
Yeah.
himself.
From now on, we're going
Yes.
to help Connor's wallet just a little bit. Every one of us who visits Japan must pay the mouse tax and make sure Connor gets it. Connor needs to
I
start
have
a
a plan.
PO box just
we
for
need
the mouse
to
tax.
set up. We need to set up a pyramid scheme purely for cinema rolls to give to
pyramid
give to
scheme
mouse.
cinnamon roll for the win. God.
Yes.
No. So what we all need to do is somehow get in touch with Connor, find out who has a cinema roll car, and we all just chip in towards it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everybody, let's just chip in for the cinnamon roll car. Let's just chip in for the cinnamon roll
Or,
car.
you know, we
it doesn't
could
matter
just,
that she
you
can't
know,
drive it. It's just there.
She will sleep in it.
Literally, her sister will drive her to the hospital. Her sister will drive her to all her medical appointments. It is officially the mouse ambulance. Oh my God, we're so dumb. All right, sorry. Back to
Very, but it's
Overlord.
great. This
Back
is a
to
good time.
Overlord.
The rest is basically just saying
catching
that,
up. Just catching up.
Returning cast members, a couple new ones.
Hopefully, no
and
description of the show because we want Moon
Yep.
to go in blind.
No description of the show whatsoever.
Okay.
We should do a watch along of that this week. Like, just do like a watch party for Overlord.
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it.
I'm curious. We might be able to pull that off over on the Fat Dog server.
We could.
I'll reach out to Tony and find out. Yeah.
All right.
Because you have a bit of free time this week, a bit more than usual. Yeah. So it is possible. It is possible. Alrighty. What is our next topic? It is
One Piece.
One Piece. Do you want to talk about this, Moon?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Sounds of the Sea. One
Mhm.
Piece musical symphony premiere.
Oh,
The
really
One Piece
quickly.
anime.
Really quickly, do you want to tell Fenris where you are in One Piece now?
Oh. They are busting out of Impel Down.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm telling you, I really, really, really want to get to Impel Down in the live action because I want to see what they do with Buggy here.
I want to see what they do with fucking Eva. What's gonna go on there? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Literally, I love. All right, if you did not see it, there's this guy on. I guess he's also on TikTok and Instagram, but he dresses up as the live action One Piece and he goes around and he flips off all the One Piece characters. A cosplay duo that they saw was both male and female Eva.
Nice.
Yeah, I was so fucking impressed. I was like,
That's
that's
amazing.
great. Male and female Eva just standing together as like a little cosplay couple. I was like, that's great. I love that. And
Also,
yes,
it was
yes,
very
yes, it is
interesting
Dr.
when he
Frankenfurter.
suddenly made his head grow. Yes.
Yes, Frankenfurter was the inspiration.
Oh my
kinda
gosh.
Like Eminem was the inspiration for Enel. Oda has a lot of different inspiration that he just, if he likes something, he'll put it in his manga.
Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, also, I was very happy as surprised about, like, the way it was talked about and everything. And I'm like, this is some decent representation. All right, Oda, thank you.
Oh yeah, Oda was like one of the first to like one of the first of the main ones to put like gender fluid characters in his series. And the funny thing was, I think there was very little backlash because people just love Eva. There are so many Eva stans out there.
So wonderful. Oh, I might be one of them.
What did you think about the big reveal for a second of like Eva losing their shit over finding out about Luffy being Dragon's son? That was so funny. It was like, yes,
that was
yes,
funny.
Yes, your dad.
Dad,
Dad? Yeah, it was so funny. You should hear it in Japanese too. It's really, really funny. Yeah,
all right, I'll look at that clip later.
There are some times where I definitely feel like you should check out Mayumi Tanaka's performance as Luffy because she is both Luffy and Krillin.
Nice.
Yeah,
but I have already seen some of her because I've watched clips several times because it's just so cool of him getting into Gear 5.
You can look it up on YouTube. You can look it up on YouTube. That scene with Dragon, like the whole Dragon scene with Eva, so fucking funny. So fucking funny. It's just as good in Japanese, I'm telling you. I'm not trying to convert you to sub. If you want to watch dub, you watch dub. No hate here. But yeah, there are some
And
instances,
the dub is good.
There are definitely some scenes where I'm like, bro, I want you to see this in Japanese just to get that experience as well. Because so
Fair
many people
enough.
are
I mean, if
gonna
you
talk
just give me a
about it.
list of scenes, I'll look them up.
Okay, the Nami scene. You know what scene I'm talking about when I say the Nami scene in the Arlong arc.
Yes.
Yeah. With the straw hat. Yeah, that's the scene that basically started everybody on One Piece. They were like, "Oh, this is pretty good," and then we get there and we're like, "Oh, fuck, I'm hooked now." Like, damn it, you hooked my emotions. But yeah, there's basically any big iconic scenes, you want to check those out. The whole final fight between Luffy and Crocodile. Yes. The G5 moment where Luffy's following the guy and doing all the silly faces and stuff. That. And anytime that Sanji is in the cooking area in G5 with Jessica. Yes. Nothing funnier than I saw. It's so good.
Nice.
It's so good. All right. Anyway, sorry, I've interrupted the story, but there's a lot of really good ones. The big important moments, you definitely want to see those dub and sub together.
But anyways, the One Piece anime has gone on for so many years at this point. So many years.
Oh yeah.
There are so many elements of the anime's production that have stirred emotion in fans worldwide, myself included. That's both the reader saying that and me, or the writer saying that and me. The One Piece Symphony at Anime Expo. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's 20. It's its 25th anniversary because it started in '99.
Nice.
Yeah.
Symphony at Anime Expo 2024 was a great opportunity to highlight how the show's music and leitmotifs are so ingrained into the hearts and minds of fans everywhere. I know each of their themes.
I know so freaking weird now to think that there's a generation of adults coming about now that are younger than One Piece.
Yeah. But on to the music. It's just the music in that show is so amazing, and they use it masterfully. Because I could tell you right now, if
you wouldn't know this, but the quote unquote theme that they use in Enies Lobby, it's the first time they use that theme. There's a theme in Enies Lobby that they use that was debuted in the 7th movie, and it's basically the Gear 2nd theme, but it keeps getting used later on. But yeah, it was the Gear 2nd theme in Enies Lobby, but it was debuted in a movie because they teased Gear 2nd in movie 7. They didn't properly show it. Like, Luffy accidentaled into that state, but of course, Luffy being Luffy, they didn't know what the hell was going on. It just kind of happened. You know, it was like, oh, that was neat. It was like, oh, that was neat. And then later, I love Luffy's logic for developing Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd, which is like, once he fought Akainu and got his ass kicked, he was like, I realized in order to protect my friends, I need to get a lot stronger. I'm like, that's good stuff right there. And it's honestly the same motivation for like his power-ups throughout. With the exception of Gear 5, which just kind of happens. Yeah.
Also, just like his motivations for literally everything is protect my friends.
Yeah,
and that's
my
it.
Friends, protect the people I care about. Basically, that's his motivation. We still don't know what Luffy's true dream is. All right, he says, I'm gonna be the king of the pirates. Everybody's like, oh, that's my dream. Turns out, nope. Every time he's actually said what his dream is out loud, it has been hidden from the audience. We don't know what his true dream is. All we know is that his true dream is something that Shanks heard Roger say back in the day, and that threw Shanks for a loop. It was like, oh my God, there's a kid out here who's saying the same thing as Roger, as Captain Roger. Oh man, yeah. So I thought that's pretty cool. There's so many good mysteries in One Piece that have yet to be revealed, and I'm looking forward to them. That's all. But yeah, the music is fucking fantastic in One Piece. I love it. There's some good lo-fi beats to One Piece music as well.
I don't think I really need to read through this whole thing just because it's literally this guy being all like, there was an orchestra, they performed this stuff, it was awesome, which...
If you pay attention in, I think it's episode 5 of Slime Abridged, when we introduce Shizu and Rimuru has his like, humana moment, I literally have Nico Robin's theme playing in the background. No, dude, no, it's not even just that. Like, the Japanese cast sings a lot of the music. Like, if you check out Oritachi wa Family or We Are Family, and there's a Straw Hat only version of We Are, where the at that point that they did it, Robin was the newest member, so it's everybody up to it's Robin on through. All of them are singing the first OP, We Are. It's so good. Yeah. I'm wondering if they're gonna do one more at the end, like as a big anniversary thing. They just sing it. It's so cool. So cool.
That would be amazing. Oh. But
he's so
God,
close
I
to
wish I
getting
could
to
have experienced
Marineford,
this.
guys. So good. He's so close to
Yeah, I'm about to
Marineford.
be there.
Yeah.
But I wish I could have been there for this
Watch your
because
potatoes.
I really love the music every time I hear it.
Mhm.
And there's always a handful that just stand out. They're the ones that I'm always like, oh, shit's about to get real, putting the phone down.
No,
And
specifically, Mother C is one of my favorites.
Mother
It's
C?
the whole dun 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 dun. No, now I'm thinking about the opening. No, not that. It was used a lot back in the early days. Basically, if you go to the flashback with Zoro, where he's like asking for Queena's sword, it's what's playing in the background. It's just called Mother C. Look up Mother C, One Piece, and listen to it, and you'll immediately be like, yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
But the one song that always sticks out in my head and always is just the moment of, oh, I need to start paying attention. Shit's about to get real. Is the one that arguably everyone knows. I don't know the name of that one. Bum, bum.
Overtaken.
Bum, bum, bum. Ba-dum.
Dude, literally, they
It just
put
demands
that,
your attention. And it's
when Luffy does Gear 5, they added that to the Drums of Liberation. Like, it is Drums of Liberation X Overtaken.
nice.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because the way Gear 5 works, it's literally something that just overtakes him. And it's layers. It's beautiful. Oh. Ooh. I wish I could have been there for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I still have the One Piece soundtrack because, like, a bunch of my music files got corrupted. I used to have a shit ton of the One Piece soundtrack.
Apparently, Kohei Tanaka himself was there directing it.
Yeah, which is great.
That's awesome.
All right, last topic. Who wants to talk? Who wants to take it? Who wants to take it? 5, 10, 25, 30, 35, 45, 50, sold! Fenris. You get it.
New Blue Exorcist anime debuts Rin Okumura character trailer. Aniplex began streaming a new character trailer on Saturday for Blue Exorcist Beyond the Snow Saga, introducing protagonist Rin Okumura. The anime stars Nobuhiko Okamoto as Rin and Jun Fukuyama as Yukio, his twin brother. So very familiar from every other Blue Exorcist series I've watched.
Yeah.
The new anime will have 2 cores. The first core airing in October, and the second core will air January 2025 on Crunchyroll. No surprise there.
So they showed a lot of stuff in this trailer, and I gotta be honest, I have not kept up with the anime since like the original series. Like, I didn't watch the Kyoto thing. I haven't watched the anime, but I have been reading the manga. Like, well, I fell off on the manga, and I need to catch up. I'm probably a year or so behind on the manga. But all of this is stuff that I've read, and I'm just sitting there going, I watched the trailer, and it looked awesome. Like, I loved everything I saw about it, but I'm like, what is in this trailer that they are showing that is previewing what's going to be happening in this anime versus what has already happened? Because there's a mixture of stuff in there that I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we've already shown all of this stuff. Is this the arc they're covering? So I don't know what arc in the anime they're at right now.
I don't either.
But it all looks great. Because I remember this story and I remember how good it was. So I'm really I'm excited for this. It just makes me realize I need to get back on the anime because I fell off the anime. And honestly, when it comes to this series, the anime is a more appropriate way to consume this content.
Yeah.
It's just easier considering that Blue Exorcist is a monthly release, and I keep forgetting that it comes out. That's why. Of course, I don't even know if Blue Exorcist, the manga, has ended or not. I don't know if the story's finished. Anyhow. This looked pretty dope.
Yeah, it did. I got to catch up on it if I want to watch this one.
Also, guys, this was a very last minute thing. Like, I added this 10 minutes before the show started. So if we don't have a lot to say, that's partially why.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I mean, I've seen one of the Blue Exorcists, but I don't know which one. So
all right, guys. So at this point, that is normally the end of the show. We are going to be reviewing 2 shows this week because Slime was delayed. So we've got Oshi No Ko and Tower of God that we're going to talk about. So if you have not watched either of those episodes that came out this week, we understand. If you've watched one and you want to hear a review of one of them, you're welcome to. But yeah, we're going to be going into that. So for those of you who want to stick around, you're welcome to. But we're going to let you guys know that we are going to be discussing spoiler with this handy dandy spoiler alert tag. So if you're heading out because you don't want to get spoiled, thank you so much for coming. We really do appreciate your time. And yeah, if you would give us a thumbs up if you like this content, that would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, thank you for coming. Now, we're going to move on to the spoiler talk. We're going to start with Oshi No Ko, and then we'll hit Tower of God Season 2, Episode 2. So, I mean, they're both Season 2, Episode 2s, but yeah, we'll hit them both up. All right.
Yeah.
Spoiler tag is up. You have been warned. Thank you for your time, and let's get to talking about it. All right. Who wants to start us off on Oshi No Ko?
I can't remember what happened last episode actually. Because I keep thinking back to the first episode because I just keep thinking about the
went back.
scene. With the
Okay,
dude.
so we got to the end of the episode of the end of the first episode was the beginning of this one, and then we went back. We went back in time and kind of saw some different sides of stuff.
Yep.
This was called
That's
Telephone
right.
Game, by the way. That's what the title of this episode was, and it was an apt title.
Because it was an explanation for how the whole
Bro,
what's the word?
I really
Adaptation
felt
thing
bad
works.
for the script writer for the play. You feel so bad for him. Like, you understand where the mangaka is coming from. Is like, bro, I don't care if you changed some plot lines, but you changed my characters. They wouldn't even act like this. Like, I can understand why she's getting frustrated. But also when you see like the process of what's going on, I've loved watching reactions to this episode because at first they're all like, yeah, mangaka, siding with the mangaka. And then you hear the process of what's going on. And by the time the script writer for the play gets a hold of it, like, they're like, bro, it ain't this dude's fault. Just get these two in a room together and let them talk. Like, oh man, that was basically the whole thing from the entire Oshi No Ko anime community was that. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's exactly what needs to happen. But also, we're going to get some explanation next episode about stage around plays because Aqua just thinks it's a regular stage play, as you would typically think, But I got to take issue with some of the stuff he says about like shoddy sets and stuff like that in plays. I'm like, bro, you have not been to a well put together production for stage stuff because I've gone and seen.
That's about to happen.
I've gone to T-Pack and I've seen Fiddler on a Roof, and that was back in like the late 80s, early 90s, and their sets were not crap. Like, if you go to like a proper like theater for theater, but if you go to a proper stage theater, like where it's set up and everything, and it's not like rinky dink. I mean, yeah, I've been at a lot of community theaters where you got to make do because budgets be budgets, but I've also been to like some of the better stuff as well, and man, not all plays are the same. Don't get that in your head that like a high school production is the same as like a big performing center. Like it's not. It's just not. And stage around plays are something that is relatively new. And yeah. Also, guys, there's a difference between a high school production and Broadway, for God's sake. It is vastly different. Somebody sitting here trying to tell me that theater is dead. I was like, have you not watched Hamilton? Jesus.
Theater is most assuredly not
dead.
It's still going strong.
Yeah. The Lion King is still kicking ass on Broadway. Y'all need to calm down. Aladdin is still going strong.
And I wonder do you think we'd have gotten the second Beetlejuice if it weren't for the Beetlejuice musical?
Well, I mean, Titty Grabber McGee over in Colorado didn't do it any favors. We don't get political. I just thought that was really, really funny. I don't care about the politics. I'm just like, really? Out of all the shows to do that in? Fucking Beetlejuice? Right? Anyway. But no, they were planning the Beetlejuice thing for a long time. Way before the play. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
And actually, it contradicts the play because in the play, it's the mom that dies.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, continuing on. So, yeah, we get a lot of that. And you also find out a bit more about the mangaka through our fellow mangaka for Sweet Today that we met in season 1. And then we get a little bit more backstory about the characters, the actors when they first showed up. I love the interaction with Melt the first time. He's like, yeah, never mind. I don't blame you for how you're thinking of me because of how things went on Sweet Today. And we're just basically getting a bit more. The only thing that was surprising for everybody was like, in the last episode, we saw the main character step up and just act his face off, and just watching everybody react to that, and the paint going flying, the different colors going across every time they slash their script swords. But we get introduced to him here, and he's just off on the side by himself napping, and then the director comes over and kicks him and says, "Wake up, idiot!" And he's like, "What was my character's name again? It doesn't matter. I'm the main character, blah, blah, blah." And then it starts showing off a list of awards. And it's like the complete opposite of what you got in the first episode. So we had that. I'm trying to think of other stuff. Oh, man. Oh, we actually got subtitles for the OP this time. Like, we got the English subs for it. And after reading the English subs, holy crap. Nope, they're still going with the theme. The lyrics very much match the show. Holy crap, do the lyrics match the show. I said I'm going to reserve judgment until the subtitles come up. Now that I know that what they're saying, like now that I've got a translation for the lyrics, oh boy. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Oh boy. All right. Any other stuff you want to go into before we start talking about our thoughts or pointing out specific scenes that we liked? The double brushing was a little funny.
Yeah, it was.
I was like,
Why are you using 2 toothbrushes? Well, it takes you 4 minutes with one, so if I use 2 toothbrushes, it'll just cut the time in half.
Get an electric toothbrush.
Cut the time in half. I don't want to make you wait and be rude.
I'm sorry to say this. Animators, I already apologize. I know what some of the fan base is going to replace those toothbrushes with. I am so sorry. You can't just have a person brushing their teeth in a show anymore, man. You just can't. or somebody's gonna put glizzies in their hands. That's just how it's gonna go. Just hot dogging it, man. All right. Next. Anybody got any thoughts, ideas, or did I just ruin the mood? Okay, I broke the ship. I broke the bloody ship. All right, what were your opinions of this episode? What were your opinions of this episode?
Finish. I'll let you start.
You need a moment or two.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that. It was nice to see how defensive of her characters the mangaka was.
Oh no, apparently she is an oddity even amongst the introverts and stuff. So like when she goes hardcore, she goes hardcore.
Yes.
Yeah. We knew this was coming. We were waiting for this. We're like, yeah. Also, this isn't even like the only thing that's going to be happening that's going to throw people for a loop in just this part before they get to the play. Like there's some serious stuff. Because right after the theater, if I remember correctly, right after the theater, we're going to get Akane showing up with Aqua at the director's house and learning what his problem with acting is. Yeah. Why? Or specifically, she's going to learn why Aqua considers himself a failed actor. Yeah. So, and that's a really big, really important scene. Moon, do you even remember what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
Why it is that Aqua, like the tragic reason why Aqua can't act like everybody else can? Like all the other actors. Okay. That's going to be fun when we get there in the episode. Don't go into detail.
Just because.
Don't go into detail, but yeah.
Well,
anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It seems like you don't fully remember, so that's going to be fun when we get to that episode. So yeah, now coming up next episode, we're going to actually find out what a stage round play is. We're going to get to see that.
Quick, I use the restroom. Can't hold it anymore.
I figured that's what was going on. So we'll stall. We'll stall for a little bit. So how you doing, man?
I am probably gonna pass out after we're done here.
I might as
Hopefully,
well.
at least that's the way my body is telling me.
I might as well. I don't want to jump right into Tower of God when he's not here, so we're just gonna chill for a minute. I very much enjoyed this episode. I thought there was a lot to learn from the Oshi No Ko episode.
Oh, you learn. It's teaching us a lot about the entertainment industry as a whole, and things that we as consumers don't even think about,
or at least the Japanese entertainment industry. I'm not necessarily sure if that's the entertainment industry in general, or if that's specific
mainly
to
the
Japan.
Japanese industry, entertainment industry. However, I can see where this situation with the phone game happens in everything.
My favorite thing about this is like, I can't send this kind of stuff over. It's too angry. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, bro, if anything, y'all need to send one writer's thoughts and opinions directly to the other writer because it's easier for them to understand. They're talking in such abstract terms. Most writers do. Not all of us are crazy detail oriented.
Exactly. Best thing that could have happened. Highlight the parts that need to be changed or need to be revised. But what the issue is, send it off directly to the scriptwriter.
Yeah, it brings me back to the old standby of too many cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly.
And that's what was going on here. There were just too many people that this information was traveling through before it got to the person that needed it. And by that time, it had been changed so much, which obviously is why this episode is called Telephone Game. And I love how at first you're like, fuck this guy, he's a hack. And then at the end, you're like, dude, he really poured his heart and soul. When you realize, like, he cut sleep out of his schedule, he, like, was working on other projects, but he was really passionate about this one. And then for everything that got told to him in the beginning and him just getting removed from it, that was crazy. Also, everybody just sitting there trying to be polite about the situation is like, motherfucker, it's y'all's fault. Because literally, pardon me, her editor was one of them. But I also, I gotta give props to the mangaka, because she was like, okay, well, if you're not gonna let me do this, so that I make sure that it's done properly, then I'll just rescind my permission. I don't give a fuck. You are not gonna ruin my story.
She really didn't give permission to begin with.
Yeah, she was like, I'm not letting you ruin my characters and ruin my story. And I still absolutely see. It's not that I'm against the mangaka. I'm still on her side. But like at the same time, it's like these two people were not the ones at fault. It was everybody translating the information.
And everybody in between.
Also, in this case, it's less too many cooks because not everyone was working on it. It's more the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line.
No, also that. So, especially when having a conversation between two writers. But
yes.
And I don't want to give anything away, but I love that this is the thing that we're talking about. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, it kind of sucks for him, but also props to her for standing up for her, her creation.
Yeah.
It's like, you have changed
Absolutely.
my characters to the point that they're just giving exposition on the roadside. This is stupid. And it's like, okay, well, go off, Mom. Go off. All right. So let's talk about Tower of God. Once again, I cannot stop listening to this opening. I have it in both English and Japanese, and apparently it's also in Korean. Check it out on Spotify. But yeah. All right. So who wants to talk about Tower of God?
I do.
Yeah, I was going to say, Moon, you were very excited in sending me DMs, so you go for it.
Yes. So, Tower of God, this new episode, we get to continue, of course, where we left off, which is Bomb did not get to incapacitate the other people in his room, so they all had to go on to the next stage. And we get to meet a whole bunch of new characters. So there was this chick who used fire that we got to see in the first episode because he beat the shit out of the blonde dude real easily, honestly. And she's here, but with someone else, because she apparently owes this dude a lot of money. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to take this test again. That dude is his father is paying for his full ride into this, and he does have some power or aptitude. At least that's what they're alluding to, but it's not entirely certain. Because they have to do a thing where they measure power levels. I'll get back to that. The dude who the blonde guy owes money to was there, and he taunted blonde guy for a bit. I'm terrible with names, so don't expect me to use names. These descriptors will be what you get. But
to be fair, I don't remember his name either right now. So
Ja Wang, I think.
Something like that.
I don't know. Bob is the only important character to me right now.
But
Juvoli Grace.
that's this is a little thing, but it was really cute.
I like
The little girl that was in the first episode, she has some candy bars with her, and she passes them out to everyone, except the dude wearing
Silver.
gray who was an asshole.
Except Silver.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Literally
was
hands one. Literally hands one to Bomb too, and I'm like, that's adorable.
And it was the most adorable thing. And she said it's because her parents told her to be nice to people who were lonely. And Bomb was literally isolating himself from everyone else because he knows what he's going to be doing or probably
Yeah.
having to do. And also,
Bomb-
the last time he trusted people, it didn't go well for him.
Mhm.
So, to get through this next trial, or at least to decide who's going to move through, they have this little power level tester thing. Of course, the more mundane people don't exactly score high. It comes down to...
I'm just thinking about the punching machine in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, just a little tap.
Meanwhile,
That may as well be what happened here.
Bomb is over here being Vegeta.
Mm-hmm. So, you get the chick with the firepower. She goes up. She gets a score of, like, what was it, 20,000? Something like that. And then the dude who she owes money to gets just a bit higher by, like, I want to say it was like 5,000-ish. And then it's Bomb's turn. Everyone else has just punched this thing, except for the chick. She's apparently a klutz archetype, and she fell face first onto it. That was funny. Bomb gets up to it. He places his hand gently on the orb and unleashes a hellfire blast that everyone's like, holy shit.
Keep in
And
mind,
he gets
the
a
highest
score
at
of
this point in time,
100,000.
Yeah, keep in mind that at this point in time, everybody had scored, like, the highest score I think was like 25,000, and then Bomb just comes over here and says, "I need y'all to turn left, or I need y'all to duck because I'm about to turn left with my 100,000 power level dick." You know?
Yep. And it turns out only 8 people are gonna go through. It's not the highest 8 power level. It's the highest power level and 7 of his choosing.
Yeah,
So,
whoever got the
instructor
most gets to choose 7 other people to go with him.
Mm-hmm. So the instructor's sitting there like, all right, choose 7 folks. And then blonde guy literally gets up, starts trying to make a case for himself, and then gets on his knees and begs to go. Silver gets up there right next to him and is all like, please let me go too. I have a daughter. Definitely a daughter. I'm so sad I can't see her. I think I got a tear. Hold on.
I've no more.
And then...
my fucks have run its dry.
Yeah. All these different things are being thrown at Bomb, being like, hey, take me, I'm strong, take me. I have this going on. Bomb's sitting there like, can I just go alone? He's that one kid when they're like, all right, pair up for a group project.
No.
Do I have to?
Legitimately, I would have asked the same thing.
It's literally the funniest thing is he just looks over at the examiner. How about no?
Examiner's sitting there like, yeah, you can't do that.
The next game, everybody in this room versus me. Why not?
See
why not?
who wins. Let's just,
Let's just see who wins.
But no, the instructor's sitting there like, okay, so the instructor's like, okay, so
they announced because
you really can't.
Bomb announced that he's a Slayer candidate, and that his whole thing is to destroy Jihad and and all his families and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah.
That's what really set him off. Yeah.
Oh yeah, instructor's sitting there like, okay, so we're gonna do a little game here. If you win, you'll go alone. If I win, you're gonna choose 7 fucking people. Okay. We don't actually get to see the game.
That's
gonna be next episode. And I'm sitting here like, I need the game. Just show me what happens. We get to go to individuals' rooms though, and the blonde guy gets a room with the person who delivered him ramen in the first episode because they were there. I forgot about that. I think so too.
Yeah.
And we also had a funny moment because the fire chick, she's sitting in her room by herself. Bomb comes into her room. Apparently he's in there, and she's sitting there like, oh, that dude's a chick actually. My bad. I guess I got that wrong. Then they end up going to the baths, and he goes off to the men's side, and she's like, what?
I love that. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
But here's the thing.
Happened.
I don't think Bomb even gives a shit.
He does not. Rock, paper, scissors. No. We just want them to scissor. We're so dumb. I'm so dumb.
Very. But
You were giggling
yeah,
too. You're worse than I am. Shut up. You were giggling too.
I was.
Rock, paper, scissors. God,
Uh,
see? I told you he's worse. I told you. It's so much worse.
I mean,
All right.
why have 2 when you could have 4?
Because if I'm around that many people, I know I'm going to be the isolationist.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, the blonde guy is apparently a prince of jihad, as told by a ring he wears, and he almost loses it. And Bomb gives him a kind of subtle threat.
Also, quick
I don't
reminder, because some
think-
people seem to have really forgotten about season 1, the princesses of jihad are not related to jihad.
Yeah.
They're
They're
not
all adopted.
related to each other. They are just chosen to be princesses. There you go. Sorry, I just.
Although, is that the
remembered I
same
needed to
story
point
with the
that out.
prince?
I don't know.
Is that the same story with the prince?
Well,
Yeah. And also, this blonde guy is
I
weak as
can't.
shit.
I
We should also
I
say
can't
that.
say anything about anything because that's later stuff.
That is huge spoiler territory.
That is huge spoiler territory. I'll just say this, Moon. If you're so eager, read the fucking manhwa. It's good.
Yeah.
Is it free?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on Webtoon.
Yeah, it's on Webtoon. You can. It's one of those scroll up reads too, because it was made for phones. Like it's literally Webtoons are made to be read on your phone. I mean, yes, you can read it on your
might do that.
computer, but Webtoon, like absolutely, Tower of God on Webtoon, like literally, you are on chapter 1 now. You are now
might do
entering
that.
chapter 1 of the manhwa. It's so good. If you can't wait, read the manhwa. That's the whole reason the anime exists, to promote the source material.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's basically all that happens in this episode. It's a lot of fun. I want to see more, especially because like it's so interesting having gone from Bomb, who was practically defenseless and hopeless even without whatever her name was,
Rachel.
to this. Yeah, Rachel.
Okay.
Fucking
C
Rachel.
word. Anyways.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to
I
go.
don't
see
like
it.
Rachel.
Yeah.
What were y'all's thoughts?
This is a meh episode for me. I give it a B.
I can
I'm
agree with
in
that.
the same boat because yes, it's great to finally see it fully animated, but there's so much more, so much better, so much
Right.
more better stuff
When
coming
do we
up.
get back to Crocodile? I miss him.
To Rack.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm.
Anyway, guys, that's it for us. That is it for Anime Church. We hope you had a good time. We will probably have more stories next week. This was pretty light on story content, but we'll be back with a slime review next week. Until then, take care and bye-bye for now. Remember, this is Anime Church. We don't demand that you wear fancy clothes, but if you want to cosplay, that's okay. I'm Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
Nine Fender Salary, your patron saint of snackers and alcohol,
Take care
And- and firm mattress supporter.
all right.